It's finally time to start your YouTube channel, especially if you're an artist. As artists, I think we all understand the importance, but also the struggle of sharing our work on social media. But I think that YouTube is the best platform for artists because it's such a natural way to document your process. I've also found that making YouTube videos has taught me more about myself and my art, all while building a really cool community. And making YouTube videos has actually become a really great creative outlet for me every week. I don't really consider myself like a videographer or filmmaker or anything, so that takes away the pressure that I feel like when I'm painting or something, like I should be good at it. And surprisingly, it's helped me get a lot better at graphic design. I think it's because I add little text and stuff in my videos, and of course the thumbnails. I mean, thumbnails aren't your typical graphic design. I feel like they have their own language. It's helped me hone in on my brand as an artist, even though that sounds so weird. But going back to the videos, it's just such a natural way to record your art process, no matter what kind of artist you are. I feel like you really are able to share everything. On Instagram, you can only show stuff in like a 30-second reel, but on YouTube, you can really like dive in deep on whatever you want to say. And I feel like people are more interested in hearing about like every step of your process, even the stuff that might not be as glamorous or like when things go wrong. The act of making a video is also a lot about storytelling, and so is art. Working on your storytelling skills, no matter what medium it's in, is just gonna make you a better artist. I've also found that talking to the camera has really helped me build my confidence. It's bled into like my day-to-day life too. I just feel more comfortable talking to people. I've always had a hard time feeling like what I have to say is important, and I've realized that I do have stuff to say that is hopefully helpful to people, and I'm sure you do too. And also, I feel like talking about art is kind of hard, and it's always been a topic that makes me nervous because I like art and I feel like I should say the right things and like just know stuff. I feel like I've gotten a better understanding of my own art practice. It's helped me make better art because I feel more confident in myself as an artist now. It also helps me fully develop my thoughts. One of my recent videos was the art books that I'm looking at for my paintings, and talking about those books out loud instead of just passively flipping through the pages, it makes me have a clear understanding of like my opinions and really take note of what I like about those paintings, which just makes it easier to apply those concepts to my own work. When I started making videos, they're kind of all over the place, and I feel like yours might be like that too. I've been making YouTube videos for a year now. Having to come up with something every week to talk about that you're interested in makes it really clear what your interests and passions are. Like at first, I thought that I wanted to make book covers, so I focused my channel on book cover illustration, and then I got really into vintage books, and I was like, maybe I just want to collect books. I also went through a little fiber arts phase, like learning how to sew and dabbling in knitting a bit. It's cool that I like that, but that is not my main thing, and I don't have to make it my main thing just because I like it. And I feel like you just have to explore all those different interests to realize what you really like. The other thing that's really nice about YouTube is the structure. Of course, you don't have to post every week, but I think we all know that consistency is really important if you want to grow. So however often you decide to post, whether it's once a week, once every other week, once a month, it just adds a nice structure to your life, which is something that I feel like a lot of artists could use. For me, I feel like I kind of work best when I have a lot going on. My mom always tells me that you give yourself the amount of time that you have. So it's like if you have a week to do something, you're gonna take the whole week. But if you only have a day to do something, you're gonna do it in a day. So if you have more going on, you're just gonna do more stuff. I like for my YouTube videos to kind of go along with whatever else is happening in my life or what I'm working on. So like right now I'm working on my paintings, which means that a lot of my YouTube videos are just naturally about my paintings, and then that kind of gives me deadlines to work on the paintings and stuff. It just helps me stay focused. And then there's kind of a surprising aspect to making YouTube videos is that I've found it has really helped improve my mindset. Like I have a video about how being nice to yourself makes you a better artist, and I can't make that video and then not take my own advice. So I've just been a lot kinder to myself. Like in some ways it's taken the pressure off of making bad artwork, and I just always like for my videos to be like positive and uplifting. So if I have hopefully convinced you to finally start making art YouTube videos, I'm gonna share some things about my video process just in case you're curious, and hopefully it'll make it easier for you. For my camera, I use the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This is my favorite camera. The other thing about the DJI is that it's super easy to film vertically, and then I can make process videos for Instagram and stuff. I do also use some studio lights with like umbrellas, which always feels dramatic when I set it up, but it makes the video look a lot better. Also, a little bonus on the lighting. I have this like globe light thing from IKEA, and I think that really adds a nice little cozy ambiance to my videos. And then I use Premiere Pro to edit. I definitely don't think that's like a must. iMovie is super easy, and I feel like you can do a lot in iMovie. I just have Adobe Suite, so it's like, why not use it? My thumbnails I do in Photoshop. But again, if you don't have Adobe, I think Canva works great too. That's kind of everything I can think of for equipment and stuff. Let me know if you have any other questions. You've got this. I know you can do it. Just make videos about whatever you're into right now, whether it's your art or stuff that's inspiring your art, and you'll figure it out as you go. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.